finding a wall, putting our toes, lining up our toes, touching the wall, and then pull it out maybe like an inch or two. And then I don't care what happens to the back leg, but that front leg, you want to try to keep the foot flat and press that knee into the wall. PT, yeah, it's a great ankle mobility exercise, calf stretch. So get a few reps and then try to pull your foot out a little further. Just really try to push the limits on how much you can get that knee to go past your toes while keeping your heels flat. So once you find that limit where...
Both heels flat?
No, the back one, I don't really care what happens to that.
Oh,
Unless,
okay.
I mean, you know what, I shouldn't say that.
Feels good. Wow.
Yeah, line up the back toe so it faces forward. And then as you press forward, you can also press that back ankle into the ground as well and get a good calf stretch back there. So that front foot is gonna get an ankle stretch, and the back ankle and calf are gonna get stretched.
That's the hard part, the back one.
Yeah. But if it comes up, don't worry about it. The main ingredient of this exercise is to get that front ankle a little bit more mobile. Say get about 15 to 20 reps. And then we're gonna switch sides. All right, that's not even on our list. That was extra credit because it's Friday. Next up on our list is thread the needles. We're gonna take a 4-point stance here. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. You take one arm and thread it through the needle. Try to drop your shoulder. Try to push your hips back onto your heels, rotating that upper body. And then come up and around into an extension, up over the top, and then back down. Inhale the way through as you thread. Exhale the way up. Guys, next up, once you get 10 each side, we're going to do alternating one leg toe touch. So definitely balance, definitely coordination. So one leg, starting with my non-dominant side, it's going to be on my left. So I'm bringing my right leg up, right arm up. Think about a deadlift. Think about the deadlift application. Hips are back, back is flat. If you can, get all the way down and touch your toes. Awesome. If not, don't sweat it. Once you get to the top, and establish your balance, then you're gonna drop that leg, switch your arms, and then hinge over on the other side, back up. Once you establish your balance, switch over to the other side. There's no numbers on there because it's mobility. We usually just kind of like figure it out as we go through it. You can do 9 each side because I like the number 9. You get it? It's Friday. I'm fired up. All right, warm up. Take a look at the. Everybody's been here this week, correct? Yes? So you know the box drill. So I can be in the center of the room. Here, this one. Think about a line going all the way this way and a line going all the way this way. You have four quadrants.
Yeah.
Now if you look at the mirror, bottom left is 1, bottom right is 2, top left 3, top right 4.
We have to remember that?
It's not that difficult. You got it. I believe you. You're starting in the 1 box. And then if you look at the board, it goes 1, 4, 3, 1, 2. We're going to walk through it slowly, and then you're going to start slowly and build into the speed, but you're going to work on getting your eyesight and your hand-eye coordination done first.
It's making your brain think extra
That's the
hard.
whole point.
Yeah, it really
It's been a
is.
different combination all week, but today's the first day where it's like not as, like you want to go back to that 2 spot, but it's telling you to go back to the 1.
Yes, that's correct.
1, 4, 3, 1, 2, back to center,
Yeah.
right? So that little hop step left,
Yeah.
that's what's throwing you off because you want it in your head go through the complete thing together,
Yeah.
right? All right, so again, take your time, build into the speed, make sure their lines are precise, and you're planting your feet before you go into that next spot, okay? Once you get through 10 rounds of that, that's gonna be your one complete set, okay? Yeah, well you did your learning. Next up, you got side planks. I'll give you 3 variations. First, one of the things I talk about most in here.
Stacking.
Perfect. Stacking joints. Perfect. So, elbows underneath the shoulder. Perfect, right? Hips are underneath each other. Or my top hip is underneath my bottom hip. Activating my lats and everything, neck, shoulder, and obviously your core, okay? First variation would be here. It's like a little kickstand. It's making your base of support bigger, so it's gonna be easier, okay? That's gonna be number 1. Number 2, a little progression, stacking those feet. Ankles are now stacked. Still continuing to press into the floor. Abs are nice and tight. Everything's, in check as far as upper body goes, right? And squeeze your glutes. Now, third would be here. Okay, this would be like the most challenging. Everything is off. I have the least base of support, and I also have my 2 limbs that are out in front of me. Okay, 45 to 60 seconds of that each side.
How many sets? Just one?
You're gonna do 3 total rounds of everything.
Gotcha.
So you're doing rounds. So take your time. I say 45 to 60 because I'd rather see a 45 quality than a 60 shitty. Okay? Guys, next up, your third exercise in your warm-up. It's going to be called a press out. We're going to take a mid-squat position here. Keep that trunk nice and tight, belly button in. Quads are engaged. Keep the dumbbell close to your body, shoulder blades back, and then you're going to just press out. Nice and controlled, trying to keep that in the midline of your body. Keep it centered up. Nice and controlled. Doing 15 reps. That was a good one. All right, so work period. Roll to V-sit, and then stand. So we're doing a whistle drill this week, Karen. I don't know if you've been hearing it when you're in your cute little office there, but you hear all the coaches say down, or drop, or maybe even a clap, whatever it is, sprawl, right? So it's there's 2 exercises, and the second one, you don't do it until you hear me say it, or you hear my clap. Now, it's gonna be 20 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. And during that 20 seconds, again, you're gonna be doing a roll to V-sit, right? So you're gonna be here for 20 seconds, right? Or, you hear me say up or stand, good job. Just to get up on your feet, and then back down into the roll until I say it again, right? So you're rolling, and then up, however you need to get up. Now I say however, because ideally, maybe you can do what's called an atomic sit-up, where you're just rolling right up into it with no hands. It's gonna take extremely well ankle mobility, and also core strength, and also, rhythm, and knowing how to move your body weight and to get it to a standing position. But in the beginning, I'll take any way you need to do it to get up. Use your hands behind your back. What they were doing this morning, they were having to crisscross their legs, whatever they needed to do to stand up. But then get right back into your roll. Make sense? That's gonna be your work period. 20 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. 4 rounds, and then I'll give you 1 minute rest. And then we'll rinse and repeat that for 3 more times. I wouldn't have left it in if it wasn't. All right, so 3 exercises, 1 power, 1 hypertrophy, and 1 acon. Today's 3 combo platters are the following. First, it's gonna be a Pendlay row, looking to build speed. Why we use the Pendlay row? Because the Pendlay row starts on the ground and stops on the ground every single rep, right? So you're looking to just get that neutral back or neutral spine, flat back, folding over at your waist. And then you're starting here. How fast can I get those dumbbells up off the ground and into the full range of motion, right? That's really what you're looking to do. So you're gonna use a weight that you can move fast. If you can't move the weight fast, then it's too heavy, right? That's the idea. Building that speed off the ground. I'm using kettlebells with a little bit of a stop here, because if I go all the way down to the ground, I might roll my shoulders, right? So if you're using something like this, kettlebells, you're gonna have a little platform for yourself, or you're using the barbell. Giving just 2 variations so you guys can make a choice of what you need to do. here, obviously at body, you can also use the barbell and put it on the rig so you have something to start and stop. You guys know why I do that? With the plate?
So you don't pull your back?
Right, so you're again, because if you're folding over, we're all different heights. You want to be in that position where that bar can have the range of motion to drop down without you having to roll your shoulders forward, right? So if you have to be lifting up, then this is easy because you have the plates. But if you were just using the bar's not going to be able to give you that. So you want to build a platform. Here we can build a platform on the rig.
Okay.
And I'll show you that in a second. I
Okay.
just gave you the kettlebell option.
Yeah.
But the barbell option is
I'm gonna
exactly
do
the same.
Okay.
Folding over at your waist, keeping the back flat. Looking to drive the elbows back. Think about driving them around the spine. That's what the lats do. They wrap around the spine that way. Okay? So you're building your 12, starting with 12, trying to go heavier into the 3 rep area. Depending on time, you might not get to that 3 rep, but you know that's the goal, is to do progressive overload. Then you're gonna take a 30 to 40 seconds rest. Then you're gonna do push-ups. Push-ups should be called plank ups or core ups, really, because push-ups are a core exercise. Squeezing the glutes, keeping that trunk nice and tight, keeping the back flat, keeping the head neutral, then go down, keeping the body as stiff and as parallel to the floor as possible. What happens a lot of times is that belly drops because our core is not tight, so the belly drops and then the head goes forward. We see this a lot. It's actually in our My Zone video and I can't stand it. The girl's doing a push-up like this. It's not
He's
good.
not doing a good one either.
You should be
right here.
You should be here, right? That's a quality push-up.
So, okay.
No, go ahead. Put your question.
So how far out? Because like yoga is like in here, and these are a little bit further out.
Yoga,
Like, so
military
how-
does it like that. I go a little bit on the outside of my shoulders. So basically a little bit wider than shoulders, but my wrists are pretty much underneath my shoulders. Here, this is a little bit more, you need to be a little bit stronger in the triceps, and also you need to have a little bit more wrist mobility.
Right. But you're talking about the further out ones.
A little bit shoulder width, yeah.
Right.
We're looking to hit the chest with this. If we were looking to hit the triceps, I would say go a little closer. Okay, that being said, you can always drop down to your knees and still work on your core. Still work on good form. Squeeze the glutes, keep the back nice and flat, keep the gaze up, your eyes, so you keep that good strong posture, right? You want to avoid this. You want to avoid the elbows flaring out and the neck forward. Okay? So those are your push-ups. Your push-ups are going to be your hypertrophy exercise. 8, 12, 15, 20. That's a lot of reps, a lot of volume. So you can chunk it up, but work toward that. Does that make sense? Like, I'm just assuming that you can't do 20 push-ups in a row with good form.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but if you can do them,
Wrong.
I'm saying, knock them out. But if you have to chunk them up and do a couple sets within that one set, then do it. I'd
So
rather
are
see.
we supposed to do all the Pendlay
No,
first,
no,
then move
no,
to
no, no.
over?
Nope,
Gotcha.
nope. You're
So
running right
it's
through it.
the monsters.
It's an AMRAP 20 minutes. Maybe a little bit less. All right, guys, your third exercise in your finisher, your ACON, is gonna be a jump squat. So take a nice squat position here, hip back, hands up, try to keep that good strong posture. You're gonna throw your hands to your side as you extend your hips and jump up. Hey now, part of the exercise is actually learning how to control it, not slam down your knees. It's bad for your hips, back, knees, all that stuff. So hips are back. Try to catch that squat and nicely decelerate, nicely control. Prepare right back to that next rep. Doing 12 of those, that'll complete your finisher.